Everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over, if you saw my last video, I went over a strategy with the 50, the 100, the 200, and EMA difference. Today I'm going to be looking at, we're going to use the same strategy, but we're going to be looking at crypto. And instead of focusing on Bitcoin, I'm going to be focusing on a lot of those other altcoins. And basically, this is not going to be a video on trading, going in and leveraging things. It's basically going to be finding, all those other alternative coins that you can get. We'll look at a couple, and we'll look at it through a longer time frame on the day or the 6 hour, and we'll find some good moments to get in, to where you can focus on buying and then selling for a profit. So with this strategy, we'll look at points that you can get in and then points where you can take profit. So this is, now for this strategy to work, what you would have to focus on is doing longer time frames, and you would have to find certain moments where the market's pulling back. And you always want to buy when the market's going down. You don't do it on you don't buy on a green candle. You'll just get wrecked that way. So what you want to do is you want to focus when the market's going down. And with these indicators, it kind of helps show that. So we'll look at a couple altcoins here, and we'll look at it on a longer time frame. And we'll look at, in the past, how much you could potentially make. We'll look at a couple. We'll look at Ethereum, Quant, some of the other ones out there, and some of the other smaller, lesser known coins. I'll look at maybe some meme coins, and I don't recommend, because meme coins are very volatile, but we'll just look at a couple assets and see how this works over time on the longer time frame, on a day chart or a 6 hour chart. This is not for a day. This is not meant for scalping on a day and getting profit per day. It's meant for finding more of a long-term hold. But in order to do that, we have to understand when to actually get in and buy that asset. And basically, let me first teach you guys how to set this up. If you haven't seen my last video, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to 3 smooth moving averages. So up here at the top, you want to select that one. And you want to change your settings to 50, 100, and 200. And you want to make sure all your colors are pretty bright and stands out. I turn the opacity all the way up. And the next one you're going to need is your, here the indicators, you're going to have to go to difference of 2 moving averages. And with the difference of 2 moving averages, you want to change your settings to, these are wrong, hold on. You want to change your settings to 13 and 24. Okay, so once you have those settings, basically what you want to do is you want to look at this at a longer time frame. So you want to find your altcoins, and you want to do this at a longer time frame. So what you want to focus on is, first you want to take note of the last time the 50, 100, and 200 crossed. So either crossed up or crossed down. You want to look at this on a longer time frame. And with Solana here, we can notice that moment happened right about here. So this is the moment where when it crosses on the 50, 100, and 200, you focus all of your trades, or if you're buying low, selling high, you want to focus when it crosses. So if it crosses up, you want to focus on up. If it crosses down, you want to focus on down. But for this video, what we want to be looking at is basically a good moment to just buy low, sell high. So if we know that it's been going up since around November 29th, that's what you want to really focus on. So we know that we can look at Solana right now, and we know that it is going up. The trend is up. So since we missed the cross down here, what you want to do is you want to basically focus on the next moment to get in your trade. So what you want to do is you want to look at your EMA difference here, and you don't want to get in your trade. Now you're looking at this on a day chart. You want to get in your trade when it goes below on a longer time frame. You want to get in when it's below the zero line right here. Down here in this zone is a good zone to actually get in for your trades. So what we want to do is we want to look for a good time to get in. So if you get in anywhere around here, like from here, and then you want to look for it going up. So basically, you really want to look for it's starting to weaken. You want to look for it to go from basically a dark red, and you want to look for that dark red. It has to really start getting weaker and looking like it's starting to go back up, like you see right here. Kind of like right here is where you would want to put your buy order. You could buy here or anywhere down here, which would be a good entry point. So you always want to buy below the zero line because those are the best entry points. So if we did do that, if we came in right here, right about here, and you just bought some right here and then you just rode it out all the way to where it is right now, this is a 58% increase. So that trade was a 58% increase. Let's look at a couple other times when this happens. You want to focus on the day chart or the 6 hour, and you want to see a good entry point would be anywhere right around here. You can buy here or you can buy here, and this would be another good entry point. So if you came in right here and then you wrote it out till up here, now you might want to sell. If it goes light green, you might want to sell when it starts turning dark green right here. So that's a good indication to start getting out. But this one right here, this took 34 days, and you made about a 39% of your money. So let's just do a couple more times with Solana. I'll do 2 more times with Solana. We'll look at some other altcoins here. You see, right around here, you could have bought right here, and you see that right here, it's also bouncing pretty well on the 50. So you could have bought here or here, and you still would have been all right. So if you wrote it out about here, if you bought around here and you wrote it out right about here, and then you wrote it out up here to the top, this would have been a 30% of your increase. So let's look at some other altcoins. Now let's do Pepe for. I'll do Pepe a bit. Pepe is extremely volatile, so just keep that in mind. We'll look at a couple scenarios. It's the same situation right here. We want to look for the last time that it crossed, which was right about here. So the Pepe is in an uptrend. So if it's in an uptrend, that's what you want to focus on. You don't want to do this when the 50, 100, and 200 are crossing down, because the overall trend is going down. You only want to do this really when the trend is going up. So we've got a couple examples right here. See, it's below the zero line right about here. So if you bought right here, we can ride this one out. If you bought here or you bought here, you could have come in, bought some Pepe, and rode it out to about up here. This is a 69% gain. So let's look at a couple more examples here. Now, you only want to be doing this after the cross. So if the 50, the 100, and the 200, you don't want to be doing this when it's crossed down. You only want to do it when the 50, the 100, and the 200 have already crossed up, because that's where the overall trend is doing. So if you got in right about here, and you rode this up for a couple days, This was a 42% increase right here. Let's do one more with Pepe. We see that it's below the zero line right about here, so this would be your entry point. So you got in right about here, and then if you rode it all the way out to here, this is 234, so this is a big move right here. You would have made some serious profits right there. So let's look at one or two more assets here. Let's look at Binance coin. The first thing you want to identify is the overall trend with the 50, 100, and 200. You can see that it has crossed from this point right here. So the next thing you want to look for is for it to go down below to the zero line with the EMA difference. So we see that happening right here. So you could have bought right here, right about here, and you could have rode this one out until right about up here. This is a 21% increase. See another time right here. You could have bought right there at the lowest point, right about here. Could have rode this one out and you would have made another 20% right there. You could have rode it out right here. You see it right here would have been a good time. Right about here. Rode it out. This is a 18, almost a 19% right there. And that's the point where it starts crossing up. So this point right here, it's going down. You only want to focus when it's going up. So let's real quickly look at a couple more. Let's look at some smaller ones. Let's look at we'll look at some AI coins. Let's look at Fetch. Fetch.ai, which is artificial intelligence. It's the same rules here. Now right here you see that it's not crossed all the way down, but still you want to focus on you want to focus on the last time that it's crossed. So that was right here. The last time it crossed was right about here. So what you want to look for is you want to come in after a little bit of, so in this scenario it crossed up, it went up. Now you could have come in here, if you zoom in on it, right at the cross. You see right down here it was red below the zero line, and then it crossed up. So it gave you that heads up. You could have rode that one and you would have made a lot. So if you came in right about here, and if you rode this up all the way up here to the top, which was a massive, was 251% right there. And we are still in an uptrend because the 50, 100, and 200 are still in that crossing zone. So basically you want to enter into your next trade. And you can enter anywhere here, basically. Right here or here would have been a good one too. Could have come in right here, and you could have rode this entire thing out. Could have come in right here, ride it all the way up here to the top. This would have been a 400% increase in 28 days. So there's definitely a lot of volatility with the artificial intelligence coins. And I can see right now that it looks like it's starting to come down. So when it starts to come down, you only want to do this when it's crossing up with the 50, 100, and 200. So let's look at some other ones here. Let's look at Quant. Now Quant is currently in a downtrend. It crossed right here, so you wouldn't really be focusing on it right here. You would focus on only when it went up. the last time it went up, which it's been a while. So let's go to a different one, because this doesn't look like it has an uptrend for a while. So, you know, even if it did go down, which I do not recommend this when it is in a downtrend, you could find moments like right here, but this is going against the trend and it's in a downtrend. You see right here, you could have caught this quick one right here, but that's going against the trend. I'd find an asset that you want to make sure the 50, the 100, and the 200 are crossing up before you do this strategy. So let's look at another one. Let's look at Chainlink. Chainlink looks like it's starting to go down. Let's see the last time it went into an uptrend was right about here. Chainlink went up, it started right here. So basically you want to find the moments to get in. You get in down here with the zero line. This would have been a small one right here. Could have got here, rode the small one right here, right about here. Here to here, this is a small one, this is 13%. And then you got this one right here. And you could have rode this one up. So this one was a 40%. So I think you guys get the general idea. You have to check with, let's go to Ethereum real quick. I think I'll end it on Ethereum. So with Ethereum here, we can see that it's starting to cross down, it looks like. So if you wanted to get in on when it crossed up, was right about here. So from here it went up, but you want to find some good moments. Now, if I haven't talked about this before, but if you do not find it going below the zero line, the next best trading for you is to go from like a dark green to a light green. So if you see a shift between dark to light, it's usually a good one, but you won't get as much good results as you are finding it going below the zero line. So you see that happening right here. What you want to look for it going below the zero line. That will lead into the best results. So because you get in basically on the bottom of it. And if you got in like right here, you could have rode this one out from here to here, and you would have made about 30%. So this is a really effective strategy. So anyway, for the strategy, you have to have the 50, the 100, and the 200. You have to wait for a cross up. You have to do it on, you have to find it on a longer time frame. And then you have to go to your EMA difference, two difference of moving averages, and set it to 13 and 24. And then you try and see if you can find it going below the zero line. And if it's bouncing off of the 50, that's another good thing. The 50 usually holds the asset. So if the candles are touching the 50, it's usually a good sign at that same moment. But anyway, that's how you find it. We only did it on the day, but you know, if you want to do this on a smaller time frame, the only one I would really recommend other than the day chart is doing it on the 6 hour or maybe the hour. But the hour would be the smallest time frame that I would do with this strategy. I would not do this strategy with the smaller time frames. But anyway, if you guys like this video, if you like the strategy, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you guys in future videos.